This is Mrs. Vicar. The Friends of Horsey Seals have been trying to catch her for 2.5 years, which is really awful. But every time she's come in, they've not been able to catch her. But she's got weaker and weaker. And fortunately, on Easter weekend, they managed to catch her. And what we do is they catch the seal, keep her in the netting that they've caught her in, and then drive her up to us as soon as possible. And in she came on Easter Sunday. With Mrs. Vicar, she had this around her neck, so it's actually some sort of flange, we imagine. It's plastic, but it's quite, it's bendy, but there's no way a seal can get this off, because once it goes over their head, it's stuck on their head, and because of their anatomy, they're unable to sort of push it over again. So, like most of the ones that have rubbish on them, she couldn't get it back off again. So they have to come into care, and then we have to get them out of whatever's around their neck and remove it. So they brought her in. We took her into isolation. The staff carefully sort of put her in the cubicle, and the vet then removes whatever's around their neck really gently and making sure that it's all out, because quite often with monofilament nylon it is really hard to see. So the vet has a good dig around in the wound, which is pretty unpleasant, but make sure there's nothing left in there. And then once they've done that, we actually get off the seal and take all the netting off it that it's been caught in, and then disappear out of the cubicle and leave them and just let them calm down, because they've had a pretty traumatic day and they just need to calm down and relax. And as well, when we've removed whatever's around their neck, it's like a crush injury. So it's when you remove a crush injury, all the toxins start zinging around the seal's body, and it's exactly the same we found with the netting injuries, because they've been on for so long, it's stopped the circulation, and there's a terrible toxic buildup. So we remove whatever's on them and then just let them relax. We give them lots of antibiotics, lots of painkillers, and just let them chill. So in those first 3 to 4 days, they then just don't move. It's amazing to see. Obviously, when we did it at first, we had no idea what we were looking at and what was going on, but now we know that it's going to be 3-4 days before they actually get rid of the toxins and feel a little bit better. So she did exactly that, and she just didn't move. She lay in the cubicle, just was disinterested, wouldn't eat, and just feeling really, really sick. But after the 3 to 4 days, usual thing, she's obviously got the antibiotics kicking in and feeling a little bit better, and she started to eat, which was lovely. So from there, what we do is we put them in a salty float. So they basically have a salty bath, and it helps their wounds heal, because with an adult seal like that, once they're feeling a little bit better, you're not going in there to bathe the wounds. That's a no-no. So you basically put them in a salt bath and let them swim around in it, and it sort of does the trick as well, but also with the backup of antibiotics, because her wounds were so infected. Obviously, we've been on for 2.5 years. The wounds were very infected, really deep, where the plastic had cut into her neck. And you could smell her as you walked into the isolation unit before you even got to her door, so it was dreadful. But she smells really pleasant today. She's so much better. And the salt has really helped with parts of her wound. As you can see today, her left side is not doing particularly well, but the right side is beginning to granulate, so it's healing from the bottom upwards, and it's beginning to look good and clean. And under her neck looks really good as well, where probably she's got the most salt on it. And that's beginning to heal as well, and it's really granulating nicely and looks like fresh tissue, but the left-hand side is not so good. So we thought we'll move her out here, we'll let her have some sunlight, and we'll see if she progresses. And it looks like she's enjoying the pool, certainly. And once they're out here, what we do is we throw the fish from one side to the other to keep their necks supple, and so that they heal properly, and so that they can extend their neck, because with seals they need to be able to extend their neck to be able to fish properly. And we don't want that to heal so she's going like this and then she can't eat, because that would be dreadful. Defeated the object. So yes, so we will work her so she goes from one end to the other end every time we feed her, and just make sure she's healing properly. But from now on in, it's just good nutrition, really nice mackerel that we're feeding her, and hopefully getting some weight back on her, because believe it or not, she's quite underweight, even though she looks huge. But that helps the healing as well if you've got some good nutrition in. And we'll just see how she goes. So it's going to be probably another 3 months, I would imagine, for it to heal. But it's worth it when you see the progress and how much better she looks now from when she came in.